Hello, folks. Welcome back. This is Chris in Central Pennsylvania. Well, lots of reporting today about the government of national unity in South Africa, including an article in News 24 by Amanda Kotza, who actually writes a pretty good article here. It's news. It's not commentary. She quotes several other political parties are part of the government of national unity, their leaders, and what they have to say about the Democratic Alliance's position. Also an interesting op-ed from Justice Malala today calling the Democratic Alliance the blue jellyfish. Ouch. That's painful. And an op-ed from Musi Maimane, former DA leader and leader of his own party now, who is making complaints about the DA's behavior as well. It's just arrogance. GNU fractures deepen as DA moves IRC coalition allies. The government of national unity partners are criticizing the DA's oppositional theatrics within the coalition. According to these headlines from Amanda Kotza, the DA is facing widespread criticism for its oppositional theatrics within the party, including walking out of the national dialogue and issuing ultimatums to President Ramaphosa. Leaders like Brett Herron and Hanif Hendricks have accused the DA of acting irresponsibly, avoiding established structures for dispute resolution, and undermining the collaborative spirit of the GNU. Now that's funny. That's funny because that describes the African National Congress, not the DA. This is not a pro or defense of DA. This is a statement of facts here, folks. The cracks are growing in the government of national unity as this all unfolds. Now, as the tensions rise, leaders are questioning whether the DA's approach aligned with the spirit of collaboration required in a multi-party government. Well, the Democratic Alliance did not enter into a multi-party government. They agreed to a two-party governing coalition. The agreement is between the African National Congress and the Democratic Alliance. However, the duplicitous African National Congress created an illegitimate multi-party government of national unity with the only too eager to eat from the trough pigs lining up to join for blue light escorts and perks. It's not a government of national unity. It's a farce. Good Party Secretary General Brett Herron said the DA's recent media posturing was inappropriate for any serious governing partner in a GNU, as if the Good Party is a serious partner. Now, most comments from still bum-hurt Brett Herron are inappropriate or uninformed, to be honest. Herron said governance is not theater, yet the DA continues to behave as though it is still leading the opposition rather than acting as a responsible party in a governing coalition. What does Brett Herron and the Good Party know about a coalition? What have they done to advance a coalition anywhere? And parties in a coalition have differences. The effort by the DA to stop the VAT increase wasn't wrong. The effort by the DA to hold people accountable is not wrong. And Brett Herron saying that is just silly. I'm sorry, Brett. Politics is entirely theater at times. We need to look no further than your frequent nonsensical statements contrary to common sense simply because you oppose the Democratic Alliance. Red, no, it's blue. Green, no, it's red. That's the good-for-nothing party and Brett Herron. Now, Herron said the DA should remain in the GNU, but only if it's willing to respect the structures, agreements, and principles that bind the unity government. There's no unity government here. He's saying that it cannot continue to run to the media with every disagreement, nor behave as if the GNU is a two-party agreement between itself and the ANC. Well, that's exactly what the GNU is. It was a two-party agreement between the two, which was abrogated by the ANC. He said the GNU exists because no single party secured a mandate to govern alone. It's a multi-party arrangement that demands cooperation, maturity, and shared responsibility. No, it's not. Brett, no, it's not. The 10-party abomination known as the government of national unity is the problem. Your virtually non-existent political party has no business in a governing coalition. Tawny Pat's latest vanity project will disappear when she changes her mood or exits the stage. Now, Herron reminded the DA that all parties agreed to the national dialogue as part of a statement of intent, yet the DA has now walked away from it and publicly dismissed it as illegitimate. Yeah, well, it is illegitimate, so they never should have signed up to it. Now, what makes this more disingenuous is that neither John Steenhuisen, who sits in the GNU Party Leaders Forum, nor Helen Zille, who serves on the clearinghouse, has raised any formal dispute through these GNU structures. Instead, the DA opted to manufacture a political moment by staging a public walkout just in time for the press conference. Well, on that point, Brett, we do agree, but the ANC should be the target of your ire. It's the ANC that ignores the structures of the GNU, and yes, the DA did manufacture a crisis. I agree with you there. If the DA genuinely wanted to stand on principle, it would have objected and taken this stance when the corruption accused were first announced for the cabinet a year ago, not after Whitfield was sacked. For his part, UDM leader Bantu Holomisa put it bluntly, saying the ball was in the DA's court. The choice to leave is theirs. I'm less interested in this tennis match between the ANC and DA. Well, with respect to my friend and colleague, Major General Bantu Holomisa, I disagree. I'm very interested in the farce known as the GNU, which has proven to be nothing more than a vehicle to implement the racist National Democratic Revolution enriching cadres and impoverishing millions of black South Africans. So I'm very much interested in this theater and tennis match between the ANC and DA. Pan-African Congress leader and Minister of Land Reform and Rural Development, Mzwanele Nyonso, said the party acknowledged the inherent complexities within multi-party government, an environment for which only a few parties, including the PAC itself, were adequately prepared. He said the political landscape has disoriented most political parties across the ideological spectrum, leading to their understandable incoherence in their behavior. That's a mouthful. In light of this, the PAC urges government leaders to demonstrate maturity, fostering an environment where disagreements can be managed without resorting to public grandstanding. Now, folks, that is perhaps the most mature response of any of these opposition leaders to all this nonsense. Al-Jamaa leader Hanif Hendricks, the Deputy Minister of Social Development, accused the DA of not using existing structures such as the Cabinet Clearinghouse mechanism within the government to resolve disputes. All the disputes that the DA has, they are not using the structures that are in place. They go to the media and throw their toys out of the cot. Well, not exactly true, Hanif. While an accurate description of Whitgate, it's not even remotely true of other issues. The ANC simply ignores the government national unity partners and does whatever it likes. So those structures are useless. They're toothless. On the Whitfield matter, Hendricks said that Ramaphosa had every right to dismiss the deputy president. He said the president regularly communicated the code of conduct regarding trips abroad to ministers and their deputies. That's true. He does have every right. And Hendricks should be asking why it occurred 4 months after the administrative slight, and only after Paul Mashatili's name came up over the national lottery scandal. But he doesn't offer that. He just attacks the DA. Hendricks says that Whitfield has a prerogative to agree or not agree. You have to understand the president was very generous in granting permission, but in this particular case, you must be aware that the deputy minister was going to America and he was going to challenge government policies. Now, that's a false claim on the part of Hendricks. What evidence does he have that he was going to challenge government policies? He's going to a Harvard event, not a political event, on his personal dime. On the decision to walk away from the national dialogue, Hendricks said that the political parties signed the statement of intent. They agreed to the national dialogue taking place. He said they signed to that effect. Now for the DA to relegate, it's not correct. I find it hilarious that Hendricks is defending a $38 million boondoggle to swindle South Africans and promote the ANC ahead of the municipal elections, which won't help his party. Meanwhile, on Monday, the ANC's National Working Committee agreed that the GNU tensions would be discussed on the eve of the next National Working Committee mid-July. Who cares? The ANC is ruling as if they control the country and no one else. They're arrogant and they do what the hell they want. Everyone be damned. But I think that Justice Malala's description of the Democratic Alliance today is the blue jellyfish. Wow. That was interesting. And let's see how that is going forward. Well, there you go, folks. Reaction from opposition, or not opposition, but members of the GNU party leaders, some of them anyway, from the Good Party, UDM, and Hanif Hendricks. Yeah, I don't agree with that. Bunch of nonsense. The ANC is operating with impunity, and they're giving the ANC top cover. Shame on them. Cheers.